All right, we got a video that we'd like to show you very quickly. You ready, Caleb? Amanda turned off the sound. Everybody say thanks, Amanda.
Things that maybe you've done that people at school, people in the world, your parent maybe said, this is who you are. And God say, no, that's not who I want you to be. But it takes you being real. It takes you being honest. What is your name?
All right, if I could get Amanda and Erica to come up here, please. And then we're going to say a couple things. You don't want to say anything? Okay. There, you take that one.
You guys all got up early to come to church and were embarking on the blessings times, but it's okay because you just be here longer. because she still has a word to share.
It's almost like we have an extra hour in the day.
I know, we do, right? So we're just going to eat it up here.
And they're from Africa, so we're going to go
It's going to be an
Africa-style
African
church.
service. There's no food,
All
though.
day and no food.
Yeah. We're going to just pray for the Lord's provision. No. So that's a recap video that the district put together, if you guys were curious what fine arts is, right? So the kids get to compete in something artistic. It's either like art, drawing, painting, or musical. And so their whole theory is to develop, demonstrate, and then deploy their artistic ability for the cause of Christ. So that's what it is. And the kids all get awards. And so we told all the kids that we wanted them to come here. We kind of like strong-armed them into coming to church on Sunday morning, really, especially Angelia.
Listen, Angelia was not here for worship practice, and I just made her play worship with them.
But we have awards that we're going to give to the kids for their hard work that they did, right? They were courageous, and they decided that they were going to do something. Step outside of their comfort zone because it's incredibly nerve-wracking. Angelia is the only one that performed, and you could tell she was, like, she didn't even barely want to eat lunch. She was like, I think I'm going to puke. Yeah. But if we told all the kids to get their things because they were in the back, and so we want them to come up with their things so they can show you what they did. So Danica, come up here with your painting. Amaya, I don't know where Amaya is. Chrisley, come up here with your pictures. Amaya, come on. Kaden, come up with your shirt and stained glass. And I don't know where Zoe is. She just, like, ran away because she would have to be up here. So, of course, she's hiding. I don't know. I even texted Taylor to call her out. Oh, Angelia, come up here. Angelia doesn't have anything to show you. But she's going to play her song for us is really why she came here. We, like, strong-armed her into doing it. I had originally said, how about in 2 weeks because we're going to be gone next week? And then I was like, well, if we want her to be here for the award, she needs to play for us. So the kids are all going to hold them so that they can see. This is Chrisley's picture that she did digital, and then this is a mobile one that she took on her phone. Caden and his T-shirt design, that's the front, that's the back. It's him and Croissant, his cat.
Croissant?
Croissant, his cat, the orange cat. It's really what the design was. He's not orange. What color is he? Oh, tan. Oh, my gosh. It's an orange cat. And then he did stained glass. Danica did a painting. Angelia has a performance. Amaya did a clay sculpture of a turtle. I think it's clay. Yes. And Zoe made this like art. Zoe made this art doll, which is like I don't know, imagine like something taxidermy, but she made it herself. Like she made it with her hands. It's out there for you guys to see. So this is what they all competed in. And Erica is going to give them their awards, and you guys keep them forever. Angelia got first place in her category. You guys will see how incredibly talented she is of a musician, right? And no one was there to compete against her. The other person had like a family emergency. So by default, she wins, but you guys are going to hear it. She would win if there was other people to compete, right?
They don't just give merit.
No. If you're the only one, you don't just get merit.
So merit is like first place, and it's our district's choice of that's the first place winner. So Angelia merited in her category, and then everybody else got excellent.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah. So we're just very proud of them. I mean, I take pictures, so I guess that is artistic, but I'm not musically talented in the slightest form. Becky was laughing at me last night, actually, because she was like, I don't know how this song goes. And so I, like, very ridiculously started to sing it for her, and she literally laughed at me in my kitchen.
That's not nice, Becky.
I know.
We also figured out Becky can get down to High School Musical.
Yes. We, so part of the fun about going on these trips is the van rides. Which, by the way, the van became alive and up and running again literally hours before we needed it. So give Dusty a big round of applause for getting the van up and running and cleaned out. It was missing a window and a battery. It was about ready to go to the junkyard, but we got it up and running. And I call it the Millennium Falcon because she may not look like much, but she can do the Kessel Run at 12.1 parsecs. Those three people that laughed are nerds.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, most everybody here did get invited to go to Nationals, which is in Cleveland, Ohio this year. And
Columbus.
Cleveland, Columbus, whatever.
Columbus.
Columbus, Ohio?
It's also the General Assembly meeting, or I don't know. Dusty knows more about this, so Dusty is going to have to go.
So we're just going to make him
But
take his kid
we are
with him.
going to start to think and pray about that because Zoe got to go last year, right? And I think that was really a good fuel for her to compete this year. But it's something very nice to encourage these kids in that to continue to go further in, to develop their skill and to have the courage to share their skill, right? And that God uses that inside of them because we need them. They're our next generation. They got to have the courage and the guts to be able to share and talk about it, right? So that's why it's important to us. And I love seeing the kids do something that they're passionate about because you see them in a completely different aspect, right? Like we all know, we all know that like Zoe's quiet and she keeps much stuff to herself, but she's so artistically gifted that if only a very few amount of people get to see it, but when you see it, it's a whole different side of Zoe, right? And it's going to make me cry. We've known Angelia since she was a little baby. I know. And her grandma and grandpa are sitting here. Her grandpa was in the soldiers with John, the motorcycle club he was in. And it's interesting looking back on the seasons of your life and the people that God put in it, and then to see them come around and make another appearance in another season of your life, right? Because when John decided that he was going to step into the youth pastor role here, he stepped away from the motorcycle club because he couldn't do both things and do them both well. So he said, one thing has got to go, and I've served this for a long time, and it's not serving me anymore, so I've got to let it go. And so John decided to let that go and pick up this, and here's another aspect of that coming around and making a circle in our life. And it blesses us to see her lead worship with John at youth group, because she was just a little girl when we first met her, like literally maybe 4 years old. This cute little blonde-haired little babe. I know. So, and she's very talented. So she's going to play her piano piece, and then we get to hear from the blessings. I'm so sorry. I'm glad you're here to see this, though. Yes. Yes. So,
Yeah.
You have something to say? Oh, and yeah, Sam and Caden peddled T-shirts. We talked about it. You weren't in here, man.
I
We did
talked
talk
about
about
it
it.
during. I gave you props, bro.
Yeah. John talked about it. John talked about how you guys walked around and sold T-shirts. Yes, and Sam and Sella and Becky were our cheerleaders for the weekend. Just came along for the ride because it's fun to see. And the human videos and the different thing that these other groups do, it's insane. It's so fun to watch. You could do it all day. So Angelia's going to play for us.
Give these kids a round of applause, please. Super proud of them. Super proud of you guys. Oh, and by the way, we were sitting in the room, and the lady announcing, Angelia, Dusty said I had to do it the same way. Please welcome Angelia Casteja. Okay, ready? Yeah.
So, I competed in classical piano, and the piece I'll be playing is called Mariage d'Amour. It's like a French piano song. I didn't get to explain what it meant, but it's, the meaning about it is, it's kind of like up to debate, but it's meant to be like a wedding song, but it's in a minor key. So it kind of sounds like kind of sad in a sense, which makes it kind of interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of love behind the song. So it's by Paul de Senneville, but I'll be playing George David's version.
So, one thing to mention there is this is meant to be played on a classical piano, so playing it on the keyboard is a lot different, so that's impressive. And she had to memorize the whole thing. And I even challenged her to learn a new song this morning. If you know the words, you can sing along, but I want Crybaby Amanda to come back up here while she plays it. If you know the words to the song, you can sing. Come on back up here, Amanda.